chart a strategic way forward, our sustainable future. Thus, the theme of the event, NUPRC at 3, Transformation, Innovation, and Excellence, aptly captures the journey we have embarked upon and the values that define our commitment to the Nigeria oil and gas sector. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this great assembly of eminent national personalities and distinguished professionals in the Nigeria oil and gas industry is a testament to our collective drive in positioning the oil and gas sector for viable value creation to our national economy for shared prosperity. Imperatives of the PIA was an enormous task that we embrace wholeheartedly, and we are succeeding as evidenced by our key initiatives and achievements over the past 3 years. We set out with a clear objective to ensure the smooth operationalization of the Petroleum Industry Act while laying the groundwork for a transparent, efficient, accountable, predictable, and competitive upstream industry. We have crisply summarized our mandate and discharge before us into our mission and vision, which is promote sustainable value creation from Nigeria's oil and gas resources for shared prosperity and be Africa's leading regulator. These aspirational goals drive us each day in the Commission as we strive to create value for the nation and industry stakeholders as a marketer of opportunity and business enabler. During these 3 years, we have made significant strides towards attaining these goals despite persistent challenges of the global push for energy transition and the call for defunding of the industry. Leveraging the Petroleum Industry Act, we are addressing the legacy challenges of outdated regulatory processes, encumbrances to exploration and development, inefficiencies in production, and perennial issues in the operating environment. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in the spirit of NUPRC 3rd anniversary, permit me to highlight some key achievements in transforming the oil and gas regulatory landscape and entrenching innovation, promoting excellence, and attraction of investors' confidence. First, on development of regulations. We have successfully introduced critical regulations in collaboration with industry stakeholders that operationalize the Petroleum Industry Act and entrench regulatory clarity, predictability, and transparency. So far, 25 priority regulations have been developed and 17 already gazetted. This approach has optimized regulatory processes and has boosted investors' confidence. Oil and gas reserves growth. Working with industry stakeholders, we have implemented initiatives to grow oil and gas reserves through studies and development initiatives to the current level of 37.7 billion barrels of oil and 209.26 TCF of gas, representing 30% and 33% of Africa's oil and gas reserves, respectively. Maintaining a healthy reserves to production ratio is key to ensuring the long-term sustainability of Nigeria's energy resources. With due cognizance to global energy dynamics, to this end, we are confident that the ongoing activities of the PPL awardees and the licensing rounds will further boost Nigeria's position and unlock additional opportunities for resource valorization. On national production disposition, our efforts are yielding satisfactory results, as evidenced by the level of upstream activities within the past years. The industry has witnessed a notable increase in rig count activities, well intervention, and field developments, signaling a positive trend to boost production. This uptick reflects both the impact of regulatory reforms driven by Commission and the renewed focus on maximizing the potential of our oil and gas assets. We are glad to report that with the concerted efforts of relevant stakeholders, production has grown from 1.2 million to 1.6 million barrels of oil today. Although we acknowledge these modest gains, as graciously alluded to by our dear President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in his August 2024 speech to the nation, this is far short of the presidential charge to us to grow production to sustainable and economic levels. Working together to achieve this mandate is the main thrust of our gathering here today. On conclusion of the 2020 marginal bid round and issuance of PPL awards, further to the Petroleum Industry Act, the 2020 bid round, a total of 50 marginal fields have been converted to PPLs, together with a minimum work program that allows for early development and maturation of the assets. The streamlined work program is projected to bring the fields into production within 3 years, and some have already made significant progress on field studies, well interventions, and project development. It is anticipated that about 60,000 barrels of oil per day and 90 million scf of incremental oil and gas production will be realized from these assets in the near term. On the 2024 licensing round, to enhance investment attractiveness and improve global competitiveness, the licensing round framework for the bid rounds was optimized following the Petroleum Industry Act to vacate entry barriers and eliminate huge asset acquisition fees. We applaud the visionary leadership of Mr. President in approving the licensing models and fee regime developed based on comparative analysis and global benchmarks. With these innovative regulatory approaches, we have noted considerable investment appetite and are on course for a successful bid round. On energy sustainability, decarbonization, and environment stewardship, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, at the Commission, we are keenly aware of the significance of global energy dynamics, climate considerations, and national commitments for emissions reduction to the optimum development of Nigeria's oil and gas resources. Consequently, we have retooled our regulatory instruments to incorporate decarbonization, sustainability, and emissions reduction to enable sustained investments and participation in the industry anchored on sound ESG principles. In view of the above, we awarded 49 flare sites to 42 entities to commercialize some 250 million scf of flare gas, thereby creating value and improving the environmental credentials of our operations. The Commission is handholding currently the awardees to ensure successful project implementation and commencement of operation in collaboration with multiple stakeholders and multilateral institutions. Similarly, we are engendering social inclusion through the focused implementation of host community provisions of the Petroleum Industry Act. Currently, we have midwifed the incorporation of 137 host community development trusts and ensure transparent administration via our initiative called the Host Comply. We are already recording gains, and this approach has enhanced the relationship between the industry and host communities, creating a more harmonious and collaborative environment. On deepening regional influence and collaboration, in keeping with our vision, the Commission has rallied African petroleum regulators to foster collaboration and address the common challenges of resource sustainability and energy security in Africa. We are glad to report that the forum was established in May 2024 via the Abuja Declaration, and activities have since taken off. A major petroleum regulators session planned during the Nigeria International Energy Summit in February 2025 to deepen the ideas of the forum, share knowledge, align regulatory frameworks, and drive investment in the continent's energy sector. By this forum, Nigeria is indeed taking the center stage in regulatory stewardship and economic trigger for Africa. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, of course, time will fail us to reel out several other technical, operational, commercial, and strategic initiatives of the Commission, which during the program will be alluded to. We are indeed humbled by the accolades received in the past 3 years, but we are mindful that we are still a work in progress. We assure you, we will not rest on our oars. Whereas a peep in the past is worthwhile and noteworthy, our primary attention is focused on the strategic view of the future of the industry, one of which is the realization of the government's mandate for increased production and enhanced federation revenue. You may recall that by 1st January this year, we issued the Regulatory Action Plan for 2024 and the near term to signal direction for the upstream sector and foster operational excellence. The implementation of the plan has bathed what we are all here for today, called the Project 1 million barrels incremental of oil per day initiative, which is to be launched today by His Excellency. The project is an industry collaborative initiative to create solutions to unlock incremental oil production in the short to medium term with expanded opportunities for all industry stakeholder groups. We see value for all producers, service providers, rig owners, financiers, crude oil off-takers, amongst others. Our actions here today will be pivotal to production sustainability, energy security, and economic resilience, all in the overall national interest. Our drive for the upstream aligns with the vision of our Honorable Minister of Petroleum Resources, State Oil, and Honorable Minister of State Petroleum Resources Gas, both here present at this event, whose combined oversight has re-energized the industry and set it on the path of greater efficiency, profitability, and sustainability. Ladies and gentlemen, as we look intently to the future, I call on all of us, our partners, investors, and stakeholders, to join hands with the government in this journey. Effectively, change is almost impossible without industry-wide collaboration, cooperation, and consensus. Together, we can ensure that Nigeria's upstream sector remains competitive, productive, and prosperous. At this point, let me not omit to equally use this forum to invite and intimate the audience with the status of the various divestment transactions, which I believe will be of interest to those of us in this hall and, of course, the international community. On the whole, the Commission received the application in respect of 5 divestment transactions. And as we have always assured you, as a business enabler and as a very focused and proactive regulatory institution, of these 4 divestments, currently we have processed 4 of the transactions, and the 4 of them have received ministerial consent. The four transactions are the transaction in respect of Equinor to Shapa, that has been recommended by the regulator in line with the provisions of the Petroleum Industry Act, and it has received duly ministerial consent. Also, the transaction in respect of Ajib to Orlando, that has equally been processed in line with the established regulatory pillars, and that has equally received ministerial consent, and that has been communicated accordingly. Also, the transaction in respect of ExxonMobil to Seplat has equally successfully been recommended by the regulator, and I'm happy to announce that that has received ministerial consent. Also, the transaction in respect of 10% divestment by Total Energy has equally successfully been completed by the regulator, and it has received ministerial consent. So all in all, out of the 5 major divestment transactions that were referred to the Commission for processing, the Commission, for the first time in history, ensured that robust regulatory framework was established in line with the Petroleum Industry Act, and the process has been institutionalized through a regulation, and the Commission diligently processed all these transactions diligently and have ensured that the 4 transactions that have reeled out have successfully received ministerial consent. And I believe it's a huge success for our industry, and that this will go a long way in facilitating the achievement of the initiative that we are here, to all support, celebrate, and launch today. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much.
Nigeria, a land of abundant resources with a huge market size of over 207 million people and 853-kilometer coastline, enabling access to marine transportation and global markets.
Nigeria holds immense energy potential, with 37.5 billion barrels of crude oil and 209.26 trillion cubic feet of natural gas. Nigeria accounts for 30% of Africa's oil reserves and 34% of its gas reserves.
Beyond hydrocarbons, the country is home to 44 commercially viable minerals essential for clean energy technologies. From green and blue hydrogen to solar, wind, and biomass, Nigeria's diverse resources are poised to drive economic growth and sustainable energy. The journey of Nigeria's vast hydrocarbon wealth began in 1938 under colonial rule.
Over the decades, the Nigerian oil and gas industry has evolved significantly. The success story truly began in the 1950s when Shell BP discovered oil in Oloibiri, a small town in the Niger Delta. From these humble beginnings, Nigeria has grown into Africa's largest oil producer and a key player in global energy markets.
In 1971, the Nigerian National Oil Corporation, NNOC, was created alongside the Department of Petroleum Resources, DPR, the then oil and gas regulator. By 1977, the Ministry of Petroleum Resources merged with the NNOC to form the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC. The Petroleum Inspectorate saddled with oil and gas industry regulation, which was an integral part of the NNPC, was then restructured in 1988 as the Department of Petroleum Resources, DPR.
From 2001 to 2021, the DPR and the entire industry underwent numerous transformations. These 2 decades of industry reforms culminated in the enactment of the Petroleum Industry Act, PIA, in August 2021.
The PIA gave birth to the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, the upstream oil and gas industry regulator in Nigeria, with a vision to be Africa's leading regulator while promoting sustainable value creation from Nigeria's petroleum resources for shared prosperity. NUPRC is not just a regulator. It has proven itself to be an enabler of business and investment, positioning the Nigerian oil and gas industry as a prime destination for global investors.
With a business-friendly approach, the NUPRC fosters growth and innovation, ensuring Nigeria's energy sector remains competitive and profitable. Our journey has only just begun. With the collaboration of industry stakeholders, operators, and communities, NUPRC is committed to building a future where energy empowers lives, industries thrive, and Nigeria remains a major player in the global energy landscape.
This is the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, powering the future of energy, growth, and shared prosperity.
I think the Commission deserves a better round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. We must again commend the Commission and the CCE for the robust environment they're creating to enable business. Let's please give the CCE one more round of applause. Onwards now to the ministerial addresses. First off, we'll take the ministerial address from the Honorable Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Gas. Welcome, the Right Honorable Obogemen Ekperipe Ekpo. Easy.
Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, hereby represented by our own, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Agume, CON, my dear brother, the Minister of State Petroleum Resources Oil, Senator Henneken Lukobri, my brother, the Senate Committee Chairman on Gas, Senator Jaribe, my former colleague and friend, the Chairman House Committee on the Upstream, Adodo Dowa, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Petroleum Resources, GCO, the chief host of today's event, CCE, captains of industries, critical stakeholders, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to be here with you as we celebrate the 3rd anniversary of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC. In my capacity as the Honorable Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Gas, I extend my deepest congratulations to the leadership and staff of the Commission for their steadfast commitment to excellence and progress. The foundation laid in the Commission these past 3 years reflect the far-reaching impact of the Commission in a sector critical to our nation's development. It is important for me to briefly underscore the significance of the gas sector in our journey towards energy security and economic diversity. Nigeria's natural gas resources hold immense potential for our energy future, and the work at the Commission has been instrumental in unlocking this potential. Ladies and gentlemen, the Petroleum Industry Act, PIA 2021, continues to be a critical driver of reforms within Nigeria's upstream oil and gas sector, particularly as it pertains to the gas industry. The PIA has empowered the Commission to implement progressive policies that align with the country's aspiration for both energy transition and economic diversification. Recent executive orders signed in 2024 by Mr. President demonstrate the government's commitment to positioning Nigeria as a competitive player in the global gas market. Key measures such as tax incentive for non-associated gas, greenfield development, and investment allowances for gas projects are essential in promoting gas utilization and commercialization. The Commission has been at the forefront of drafting and enforcing these policies, ensuring that gas monetization is at the core of the sector's growth. By simplifying regulatory frameworks and accelerating project approval timelines, the PIA ensures operational efficiency. The Commission has played a central role in fostering investors' confidence, creating an enabling environment for gas infrastructure development, and driving Nigeria's decade of gas initiatives. Gas increasingly has been adopted as the fuel for the future, bridging the countries towards a more sustainable energy landscape while adhering to global standards for environmental and safety regulations. 3 years may seem like a short period in the grand scheme of things, but for the Commission, these years have been filled with remarkable achievements that demonstrate the power of visionary leadership and resilient workforce. As we gather here today, it is crucial to reflect on the road ahead. The energy sector is rapidly transforming, and Nigeria must be prepared to embrace this transformation. The Commission's work over the past 3 years gives me confidence that we are on the right path. Let us all continue to support the Commission in its effort to uphold the highest standards of regulations and governance. Once again, I congratulate the leadership and staff of the Commission on this momentous occasion. Finally, I salute Mr. President, His Excellency Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, DCFR, for his unwavering support to developing the gas sector for a better and prosperous Nigeria. I wish you all a successful anniversary celebration. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you very much. The Right Honorable Obogemeng Ikperikpe Ekpo, Honorable Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Gas. Can we please give him another resounding applause? Thank you. Onwards to his brother minister. Let's now welcome Honorable Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Oil, the distinguished Senator Heineken Lukpobiri. Yes, sir, please, let's put our hands together and make welcome the Honorable Minister of State, Petroleum Resources, Oil, the distinguished Senator Heineken Lukpobiri. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Your Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, here represented by His Excellency Senator George Akume, Secretary to Government of the Federation. Members of the National Assembly who are here, Senator Cherigbe, Right Honorable Adodogwa, my colleague, the Honorable Minister of State, Petroleum Resources for Gas, please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. It's always better for us to limit the protocol so you make less enemies in a function like this. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me start by congratulating the leadership and staff of NUPRC for the work they've done so far in the last 3 years since the PIA was passed. Let me say that those who have spoken before me have exhausted everything. And I believe that the next thing we need to do is to see how the leadership of the industry will sit down here and make commitments on how we can guarantee the success of this project, 1 billion barrels. When I got the invitation from NUPRC about the launching of this project, 1 billion barrels, I felt that they were not ambitious enough. Today we are doing about 1.7, inclusive of condensate. But I've always been told by the industry stakeholders, including the GCO and NPC, that during COVID, Nigeria did 2.4 million barrels during COVID without any additional infrastructure. COVID was how many years ago? Those oil wells are still there. What are we doing now that is making us to underperform? What new investments do we need to make so that first of all we can go back to 2.4 million barrels that Nigeria achieved during COVID? And I've always been told that the infrastructure is there. The problem is evacuation. When the chairman of UBA, spoke, he said, look, it took an asset to 50,000 barrels, but because of theft, he had to scale down. These are the issues that we need to sit down here and address. Do we have alternative ways of evacuation? As government, we are doing everything humanly possible by providing all the relevant incentives to the industry players so that we can optimize production. When we came to the Minister of Petroleum Resources, my objective was to see how we can ramp up production. And we are on that trajectory. We are gradually increasing in production. If you increase condensate, we are doing, from the records of NUPRC that they always give to me, we are doing, plus condensate, maybe about 2.6, 2.7 million barrels. We are not where we want to be. So today, my charge to NUPRC is that, look, your project 1 million barrels in the next 1 to 2 years is unacceptable. Nigerians cannot wait for another 2 years for us to add another 1 million barrels. That is too long. What do we do now that will take us back to where we were during COVID? What do we do now? So that by the time we come back for your 50th anniversary, we should be doing about 3-4 million barrels per day. That is what I want to hear from those panelists, those leaders of industry who will sit here today to make commitments. I have no prepared speech. It's not my style to always come and be reading speeches. It's always better for us to interact. It is my very strong conviction that Nigeria can do 2.5 million barrels within the next few months. If Tony's oil firm returns back to 50,000 barrels, so ask him, what can we give to you to enable you to do 70,000 barrels? That is the commitment we want from them today. As we gather here to celebrate 3 years of NUPRC's existence, we believe that all Nigerians who are gathered here today, leaders of the industry, have one sole objective. How do we ramp up production? The entire world is ramping up production. America is increasing production. The Middle East is increasing production. Norway is increasing production. What can we do? So that we can join the league of countries that are producing millions of barrels per day. The last OPEC meeting, we had some countries that were overproducing. And we're busy talking to them to say, why are you overproducing? I want Nigeria to be one of those countries that were overproducing. So when I go to OPEC, I'll be arguing with them as to why Nigeria, a country of 220 million people, should be doing 4 million barrels per day. But anytime I argue, they say, even the one who give to you can't produce. Ladies and gentlemen, today shouldn't just be another talk show. It should be a forum where the leadership of the industry will stay committed, will make the relevant commitments here, so that in the short term, we should do 2.5 million barrels, which essentially will be 1 million addition as we are launching today. But my sole, message today to CC Nuprc, who is my good friend, and to GCNMPC, and to the leadership of the industry, that we can do another 1 billion barrels within a short time. Ask us what we can do as government. Government has done everything humanly possible. All the incentives you require have been given to you, from onshore, investment to deep, water investment, have all been given to you. What else do we do? Tell us. In this room today, I want industry players to ask us, the government, this is what we want you to do. So that we can live here with a signed communique to say, look, we are committed to doing 2-3 million barrels in the next 1-2 years. Not this 1 billion barrels that they want to launch today. We have to amend it. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I look forward to NUPRC enjoying their 3-year anniversary, and I look forward to, the interactive section with the leadership of the industry, where all of us will be committed, to doing whatever each of us is expected to do to enable us to ramp up production. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Nigeria is blessed with vast natural resources, particularly in oil and gas. Yet, despite these resources, the country faces significant revenue challenges. Oil is a major contributor to the national economy, but various setbacks in the exploitation and processing corridors, including outdated infrastructure and inefficient systems, have hindered Nigeria from realizing its full potential. But Nigeria is not standing still. The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, under the leadership of its Commission Chief Executive, Engineer Benga Komolofe, is actively taking strategic measures to address these challenges head-on. Engineer Komolofe, with his extensive experience and visionary leadership, is guiding the NUPRC to implement reforms and innovations aimed at improving regulatory oversight and ensuring the accuracy and reliability of hydrocarbon measurement across the upstream sector. These efforts are critical in optimizing Nigeria's revenue from its natural resources and promoting transparency within the industry. One of the key initiatives currently underway is the Engineering Integrity Audit of Upstream Measurement Equipment and Facilities, which was inaugurated by the Commission Chief Executive, Engineer Benga Komolofe. This project is part of a broader effort by the NUPRC to ensure accurate hydrocarbon accounting and is being overseen by a designated steering committee to ensure its successful execution. Inaccurate measurement has been a long-standing issue in Nigeria's oil and gas sector, contributing to significant revenue losses and diminishing investor confidence. The Measurement Systems Engineering Integrity Audit is designed to identify and rectify these issues, blocking revenue leakages and ultimately leading to enhanced oil and gas revenue for the country. This proactive measure underscores the NUPRC's commitment to improving transparency and efficiency within the industry. The audit will document the condition of all measurement equipment, assess their integrity, and ensure compliance with both local regulations and international best practices. Nigeria's oil production is below its true potential. Given this disparity, the NUPRC is taking decisive steps to close the gap. The engineering audit is part of a larger regulatory action plan aimed at ensuring that all hydrocarbons produced and exported are accurately accounted for. At the heart of this initiative is the need for precise and reliable measurement systems. Accurate hydrocarbon measurement is essential for ensuring that every drop of oil produced is properly accounted for. The old practice of production reporting left room for errors, but with advanced and accurate measurement, we can now guarantee better accountability. This shift from production reporting to precise measurement represents a major leap forward in transparency for the Nigerian oil and gas sector. Let's consider the financial impact. In 2022, a NUPRC forensic audit revealed that 40% of the crude oil theft volume was due to measurement inaccuracies. These errors alone are estimated to account for $1 billion in lost revenue annually. This conservative estimate underscores the immense potential of implementing accurate measurement systems in Nigeria's oil and gas sector, which could significantly reduce losses and boost national revenue. The NUPRC is fully committed to enhancing transparency in the upstream sector, with the measurement engineering audit well on its way. The 100% hydrocarbon accounting project is a cornerstone of this effort, ensuring that every hydrocarbon produced is accurately recorded through reliable measurement systems, and significant milestones are being achieved as the initiatives moves forward. These measures not only boost Nigeria's internal accountability but also bolster the country's credibility on the international stage. Accurate data from transparent hydrocarbon accounting will help to block revenue leakages and restore trust in Nigeria's oil sector. The engineering audit of upstream measurement systems is just one part of the broader transformation underway in Nigeria's oil and gas industry. By embracing transparency and accuracy in hydrocarbon accounting, the NUPRC is laying the foundation for a more accountable, efficient, and prosperous future. Through these efforts, Nigeria is not only securing its own economic future but also setting a new standard for transparency in the global energy sector. Together, we can ensure that Nigeria's natural resources work for the benefit of all Nigerians. The engineering audit of upstream measurement systems is just one element of the broader strategy shaping the future of Nigeria's oil and gas industry. The roadmap to unlocking an additional 1 million barrels of oil per day is centered on moving into a fully integrated digital oil and gas value chain. By embracing enhanced digital transparency, benchmarking, and driving implementation of industry best practices, improving the unit cost of production, and increasing investor confidence, all in line with the mandates of the Petroleum Industry Act. These initiatives are not only driving Nigeria towards energy security and economic growth, but also establishing a new benchmark for operational excellence and transparency in the global energy sector. Together, we are building a future where Nigeria's natural resources create lasting value for all Nigerians. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission. We are committed to transparency, accountability, and Nigeria's prosperity.
Yes, please go ahead. Transparency, accountability, and Nigeria's prosperity. We're gradually coming close to when we would listen to His Excellency the President. Before that, we'll take a brief review of the book that will be unveiled after the speech of the President. And to do that review for us for a very short time is the Communications Advisor to the Commission. Let's welcome Akpandem James. Yes, please go ahead with a round of applause. Thank you.
The special guest of honor, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, here represented. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to present a synopsis of the book, Fueling the Future, a triennial odyssey of a pioneer regulator. As captured in the acknowledgement section of the book, publishing a historical and archival document such as this is usually a tedious process. While developing the initial idea is as straightforward as having a handshake, transforming it into a readable collection involves meticulously filtering meaningful achievements from routine activities. As the title of the book suggests, it chronicles the milestones achieved by the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission during its first 3 years of operation from October 2021, when the management team was inaugurated, to early October 2024. My first impression is that the book reflects the management's commitment to transparency, fostering public understanding of the organization's activities, contributing to knowledge about the complexities of the upstream oil and gas industry, and raising awareness about associated environmental and safety issues that affect the well-being of host communities. It depicts the organization's zeal for accomplishments. The introductory chapters indicate that the NUPRC, during the first 3 years of operation, engaged in activities that aligned not only with its core mandate, but also cross-cutting initiatives that promote good values and shared prosperity. As noted in the preface, it has never been easy playing a pioneering role in any situation, particularly in a complex and critical sector as the oil and gas industry, where every decision and action is scrutinized by interest groups and stakeholders. The book captures both the challenges and successes of this pioneering journey. Key legislations, activities, and events that define the period covered in the book include provisions of the Petroleum Industry Act 2021, statutory responsibilities of the NUPRC, key achievements, regulatory focus areas, background information on the petroleum sector, the PIA, and strategic actions for optimizing hydrocarbon value. It also contains narrations on navigating energy and geopolitics in the current world order, industry activities, strategy formulation inputs, speeches by the Commission's Chief Executive, reform initiatives, and the Regulatory Action Plan of 2024 and near term. These areas are explored across 18 chapters of the 21-chapter book, with the remaining 3 chapters dedicated to notable quotes from the CCE, awards, and recognitions, including photo news. The book goes beyond merely listing the Commission's activities and achievements. It explains the critical issues that drive and challenge the oil and gas sector, both in Nigeria and across the African continent, as well as the global energy landscape. For instance, it explains issues such as the global energy mix and the future of the oil and gas industry in the light of current regulatory environment. That's in chapter 10. Strategic actions for hydrocarbon value optimization in chapter 11, and navigating energy geopolitics in the new world order in chapter 12, amongst others. While the initial chapters of the book deal largely with the historical, legislative, and administrative mandates of the Commission, the central chapters, starting from chapter 10, explore the pioneering steps taken, core issues affecting the industry, and the initial challenges met in its new regulatory role, which expanded to include commercial and accounting interventions. The concluding chapters, particularly chapters 17 and 18, feature reform initiatives and high-impact achievements since the Commission's inception in August 2021. These include regulations and guidelines, successes in implementing the PIA, initiatives meant to increase oil and gas production, as well as development of frontier basins. Although the petroleum industry is highly technical, the language used in the book is common and accessible, aimed at ensuring proper understanding and comprehension. A recurring theme from the CCE is the importance of using the right language in public communication, as he wants the public to receive the information as intended without the risk of misinterpretation. This can be gleaned from the speeches in chapters 15 and presentations in chapter 16. From the comprehensively packaged pieces in the two chapters, the initiatives, activities, and achievements of the Commission can be sourced. One does not need to read the entire book to know the strides of the Commission since inception. Just read chapters 15 and 16, and you get the whole picture. In the oil and gas industry, there are peculiar models and concepts, and the book took time to distill them as standalone presentations in chapters 13 and 14, in the form of basic information about industry activities and key inputs into industry strategy formulation, respectively. The Commission had set for itself a lofty goal of promoting sustainable value creation from Nigeria's petroleum resources for shared prosperity, to be Africa's leading regulator with the core values of professionalism, responsiveness, ownership, and integrity. These form the mission, vision, and core values of the organization, as indicated in the early chapters of the book. These are meant to position the Commission as a trustworthy, efficient, and globally competitive regulator that prioritizes transparency, accountability, and sustainable development of Nigeria's petroleum resources. These values also highlight the importance of stakeholder engagement, ethical behavior, and environmental responsibility, which are critical elements for a sector with significant socio-economic and environmental impacts. While this is not a goal that can be fully achieved in just 3 years, it reflects the strategic mindset of management aimed at driving a new narrative in the country's vital economic sector. The activities and achievements highlighted in this book demonstrates a clear trajectory focused on attaining these objectives. Expectedly, the volume of the book is large, almost massive. It is a testament to the accomplishments of the Commission in its pioneering years. It is a compilation of the policies governing the Commission and the initiatives, innovations, transformations, and excellence it has brought into the operation of the upstream oil and gas sector in Nigeria in particular, and the global oil and gas industry. The book is formatted in a 6 × 9mm size. Considering the target audience, the font type and size were carefully selected for legibility. The body text is presented in 13 points times Roman, with certain narrative elements italicized for distinction. The front cover features an oil rig, a strategic symbol of the petroleum industry. The book title, reflecting the project purpose, is embossed in bold type with a rider, ensuring it is eye-catching. The organization's logo is prominently placed at the top, while the author's name balances the bottom of the cover. The back cover provides a 4-paragraph perspective on the author. The primary colors featured on the cover reflects the Commission's emblem on a dominant sky blue background. A noticeable feature in the book is the extensive use of graphics, which serves 2 main purposes: to break the monotony of text and to vividly illustrate the key issues discussed. In addition to graphics featured in chapters 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13, and 14, chapter 16 is entirely dedicated to graphics, symbols, and maps that depict activity trends and perspectives in the industry during the specified period. A book that chronicles the challenges and successes of an entity would be incomplete without showcasing acknowledgements. This book includes a chapter on awards, recognitions, and appreciation for the Commission and its helmsman, Engineer Benga Komolafe. Additionally, it features a chapter with photographs from significant events and visitations. These two chapters are the backbenchers. They serve as the concluding sections of the book. Overall, the compilation appears comprehensive. Though certain aspects may have been omitted because of space restrictions, the book effectively captures the essential activities of the Commission. It would, therefore, be a valuable resource for policymakers and industry stakeholders seeking to understand the operations, intricacies, and requirements of Nigeria's oil and gas industry and its role in the global energy landscape. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you. Thank you very much, book reviewer, Mr. James. All right, we're going to do the next line of activities in this order. Mr. President will address us. After addressing us, he will launch the initiative. After he launches the initiative, he will unveil the book, and then everyone seated on the front row here will come and join him because of space on the podium to take pictures with the book. And please remember, as I said, our ushers will be by the staircase on both sides. As you're going down the stairs, hand the book back to any of our ushers. And once that is done, that would be the end of the opening part of this event. And Mr. Avuru is standing by with a panel of experts to take a deep dive into all that has been discussed today. And I remember, if we're here for what we're here for, 1 million increment, we would all be here beyond what I have just said to be part of the panel that we follow. Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the CCE told me that he received an express mandate from the Minister of Petroleum Resources himself, alongside the Ministers of State for Petroleum and Gas, to see to it that the industry achieves what we are here to do today. And that minister, not able to join us today, who is also our president, our number one, has sent a reputable representative. Please join me in welcoming His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, represented by His Excellency Distinguished Senator George Akume, CON, Secretary to the Government of the Federation. I think a round of applause is appropriate and in order to receive our special guests of honor.
Thank you all. Be seated, please. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I stand in for Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I would have loved to be here to engage in other equally important state events. Please, let me proceed with the statement. Members of the National Assembly, ably represented by the Chairman Gas in the Senate, Senator Jarigwe, and the Chair Upstream in the House of Representatives, Honorable Hassan Dogoa, Honorable Ministers of State Petroleum Resources, my colleagues, Lokpobri, Senator Lokpobri, Heineken, and Honorable Ekperikwe Ekpo, Oil and Gas, respectively. the Permanent Secretary, Ministerial Petroleum Resources, Ambassador, my very big, my younger brother, Ambassador Obu, the Chief of Naval Staff, representatives of service chiefs here present, the Group Chief Executive Officer of the NNPCL, Engineer Carey, welcome you. I know you are bereaved, but because of lot of industry, you decided to be here. Welcome. Condolences. The Chief Executive Officer, Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, Engineer Benga Komalafe, top public servants. The Group Chairman of the UBA, ETC, you know you are so many companies. My brother, Tony Edumadu. Top industry players, captains of industry, invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to welcome you all to this official launch of Project 1 million barrels of oil per day, incremental production initiative, spearheaded by the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, the upstream regulator of Nigeria's oil and gas industry. When our administration came on board, we embarked on significant policy reforms to reposition Nigeria's oil and gas sector and set it on the path of stability, growth, and sustainability. Some of our policy interventions in the industry are beginning to yield fruits. And I am confident in the long-term benefits of the industry's holistic reforms for the good of the more than 200 million Nigerians we serve. The oil and gas industry has long been the lifeblood of our national economy. Our administration is working tirelessly to change this and diversify our economy from over-reliance on the production of fossil fuels. However, we're also determined to maximize revenue potential from our nature-endowed hydrocarbon resources while focusing on decarbonization approaches to oil and gas production. A renewed drive for economic diversification using the oil and gas industry as a pivot remains on track as we expand government revenue and deploy it to generate employment, eliminate poverty, and grow our gross domestic product in the spirit of shared prosperity. We set a clear roadmap for the oil and gas sector to deepen value from the nation's substantial resource potentials and create opportunities for investors, both local and foreign. When I declared, and I quote, "Nigeria is indeed open for business," I'm delighted that we have witnessed major financial investment decisions in the sector across the value chain since then. To this end, we must work concertedly to create vibrancy in the petroleum sector, grow oil and gas production to meet domestic energy security needs, and show up our foreign exchange earnings. The two-pronged target is necessary to deliver the dividends of good governance to our people and justify the trust reposed in us by the citizens during these trying times. Early on, we took decisive steps to vacate the encumbrances of investment in the oil and gas sector and entrench the ease of doing business. I have issued 5 executive orders to provide fiscal incentives for investment in Nigeria's oil and gas sector. We're working with the legislative arm of government to fully implement some of these reforms, as statutory changes will be required in some areas. I congratulate all active oil and gas industry players for the modest gains in oil production, which rose to 1.6 million barrels per day. I acknowledge this in my 4th August 2024 national broadcast. However, we cannot rest on our oars. Our potential far outweighs our current production level. Hence, I emphasize the importance of revitalizing and expanding our oil and gas production to foster economic vitality in my October 1st, 2024 Independence Day speech. I am pleased that the NUPRC, working with industry stakeholders, has transformed that executive charge into a tangible initiative depicted as Project 1 million barrels of oil per day incremental production. This demonstrates the industry's commitment to delivering on our renewed hope agenda. The Project 1 million barrels of oil per day we launched today is a giant step forward for our oil and gas industry, designed to grow sustainably. It directly responds to my charge to increase production. By enhancing domestic energy security and supporting economic vibrancy, this initiative will ensure that Nigeria remains a crucial player in the global energy landscape amidst the worldwide energy transition. The increased oil production will lead to more job opportunities, increased revenue for the government, and a more stable energy supply for our dear citizens. The project is not just a government effort, but a collaborative undertaking involving major producers, service providers, financiers, and other key stakeholders. This initiative is a testament to the power of unity and shared responsibility. The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission has worked to formulate a technical and commercial regulatory framework, focusing on strategic partnerships, collaboration, and accelerated regulatory stewardship to unlock the vast potentials of the upstream sector. Your collaboration and shared responsibility will be the driving force behind the success of this far-reaching initiative. This project confirms the importance of collective action. I am glad that today's launch is not a talk shop, but will feature actionable commitments from all producers, service providers, and financiers. These commitments will be critical in ensuring that we achieve our incremental target within the next 12 months, growing not just our production levels, but also entrenching the efficiency and competitiveness of our industry. There will be challenges along the way, such as technical issues, market fluctuations, and regulatory hurdles. But with our collective efforts, we're confident that we can overcome these challenges and achieve our goal. As we officially launch this project, I reiterate my call to all stakeholders, especially the AMPC Limited and all the relevant government agencies, the private oil companies, service providers, as well as industry leaders, to join hands with the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission in realizing the set goals. Your role in this initiative is very important. I charge you all to work collaboratively to achieve the incremental oil production target within the specified timeline, as the initiative is of national importance and its success is crucial in driving Nigeria's economic recovery and growth. Thank the Honorable Ministers of State for Petroleum Resources and Oil and Gas for their stewardship. I also appreciate the NUPRC, the NNPC Limited, industry captains, the producing communities, and other industry players for their doggedness in weathering contemporary challenges to foster the development of the oil and gas sector. Our government wants to see even more cooperation and togetherness for the common good of an overriding national interest in the days ahead. I charge you all to rededicate yourselves to national duty and fully utilize our administration economic reforms to meet the industry's challenges. We will spare no effort to ensure that every Nigerian gets the maximum benefit from our vast natural resources. We will continue to leverage on oil and gas for development and pursue our economic diversification drive across all sectors. It is now my honor to officially launch a project 1 million barrels of oil per day initiative. Together we stand on the brink of a new era in Nigeria's energy sector, and I am thrilled to embark on this journey with you. I urge every one of you to contribute to its success. We can transform this vision into reality and drive our nation towards a more prosperous and secure future. Thank you, and God bless our beloved country, Nigeria.
I think we can do better with a round of applause. Please, one more round of applause for His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, represented by His Excellency, the distinguished Senator George Akume, Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Please, I need all the help we can get to position this real quick, the cake. Yes, I just need it. Technical in charge of screen, can you just, I need space behind the cake, so just go forward. I need cake. Technical in charge of screen. Technical in charge of screen, I need you now, please. Technical in charge of this monitor in front of me, I need you now, please. Paul, can they come to me? Yeah, second one. All the camera. Please indulge us for a minute more and we'll get this over shortly. Okay, so to join His Excellency to cut the cake and do all that I have said, so that we are not wasting so much time. Thank you, Technical. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Can we centralize the position of the cake? Thank you very much. Easy, easy, does it, easy, easy. That's an oil rig. That rig is producing 250,000 barrels per day. My God, it's a massive one. The FPSO that is carrying the thing. Ogatoni, when they carry this one, no crude theft will touch the crude in this FPSO. We'll take you to the place where it's safe. Thank you very much. Okay, so please, as I call you, kindly just step forward and join His Excellency to cut the cake. You just all flank him to the right and left of the cake. I will keep him in the middle. Can I call the honorable members, the senator in the room, please come. Service chiefs, please come. SA, please come. GCEO, CC, please come, please come. Oga, please come. Oga Tony, PS, please come. Distinguished, please. Yeah, authority, please, sir. Please. Honorable, sir. Please come. OPTS. Please, can I get a rep of IPPG to come, please? He's not on the front row. IPPG rep. Augustine and Augustine, please come. All of you on the front row. Your Excellency, now, you can come. Ministers, please, sir, you can come. We just want you in the middle here, the three of you. They will flank you. After that, you'll still stay with His Excellency. He will unveil the book, and you get a copy each and come up the podium to take a quick picture. All right? What's again? I need to go in this way a bit. Okay. Can we get His Excellency, the President's hand? Where's the cake? Where's my committee? I need... Position the knife for my orgadem now. Sorry, 1 second. Let's do this real quick. We don't have the luxury of time. So it's good. No, we'll manage, sir. So those on this side approach this cake. Those on that side approach that cake. And okay, sir. And then we'll just do it. Remember, this is commemorating the 3rd anniversary of the regulator that is enabling business in the oil and gas industry. Can we have our hands go towards the cake now, please? Saz and Ma, please. Yes. Is NUPRC a 3 and 1 million barrel increment initiative? So we are going to count 1 to 1 million and then we cut the cake. 1, 600,000, 900,000, 999,000, 1 million. Congratulations. Yes. Yes, let's please proceed this way, Your Excellency. Photographers, have you done with this picture? Do you have the picture? You have the picture, photographers. Just 1 second, please. Take the picture real quick. Pump up the volume. Stand up for the champion. NUPRC, champion regulator, business enabler. Yes. Stand up for the champion. Congratulations. 3 years of robust regulations and many more years to come. Congratulations to the NUPRC. You can stand up now. It's a good time to stand and stretch your legs. Stand up for the champion. Thank you. It's a good time to do that. You have the picture? You do? Photographers. Thumbs up you have. Thank you. Please let's unveil the book. Your Excellency, book unveiling, sir. Your Excellency. Distinguished Akumesa, please. Just one more assignment. Book unveiling. Yes, you do it here and then you bring the book up. Yes, thank you.
We have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the champions, stand up. Stand up for the champions,
All right, bring her down small,
champions, for the champions, stand up.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the President, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I patriotically unveil this fantastic book in our industry, and it is entitled Fueling the Future, a Triennial Odyssey of a Pioneer Regulator. Wonderful book written by the top public servant, Engineer Benga Komolafe, OFR, DSC, fellow Nigerian Society of Engineers. This is the book.
Yes, sir. So you can please come up with a copy each. Can we give them a copy? Please come up. They will bring the copy for you. List committee, please, I need help. Mr. Sage, sir. Please, sirs, the three of you, just for photo ops with the book. Yes, sir. I hope I have enough copies, committee.
best, number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, though I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up.
Okay.
Stand up. Stand
All right.
up. For the champions, for the champions. Stand up.
So this is a good time to do a stretch. After this,
stand up. Stand up.
you will remain standing after this. Bring and dance more.
Right, you've been watching the Nigerian
then
Upstream
take
Petroleum
the national
Regulatory
anthem to
Commission,
close this
NUPRC, celebration of their 3rd anniversary. And this momentous occasion was marked with the launch of an initiative, a project that pledges to increase Nigeria's oil output by 1 million barrels per day. This event took place live from